The following is a presentation of the City of Miamisburg, celebrating its bicentennial in 2018.
All right, good morning. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the 2017 Kinder Elementary D.A.R.E graduation. I'd like to start off by thanking the City of Miamisburg, the Miamisburg City Schools, and the Miamisburg Police Department for their support of the D.A.R.E program, because without it today it wouldn't be possible. I'd also like to thank all the parents and relatives that joined us today. I had a great time working with your kids this year. They're a great group. I'm really proud of them, and I hope you are too. I also want to talk a little bit about what we talked about this year in D.A.R.E class. We talked about the dangers of alcohol and tobacco. We talked about good decision-making skills and how to resist peer pressure. And we talked about bullying, and we talked about how to be safe with over-the-counter and prescription drugs. The goal of the D.A.R.E program is for these students to take that information and use it, especially as they enter middle school and high school and encounter difficult situations. We also have some distinguished guests that have joined us today to congratulate you on your accomplishment graduating from D.A.R.E. We have from the City of Miamisburg, the Mayor, Dick Church. From the Miamisburg Municipal Court, we have the Judge, Robert Reddick. From the Miamisburg City Schools, we have your Superintendent, Dr. David Vebb. And from the City of Miamisburg, we have the Assistant City Manager, Tom Thompson. All of our guests would like to say a few words to you, and we'll begin with Mayor Church.
Thank you, Officer Doug, and also thank you for the great job you do as our D.A.R.E officer. Well, let's give him a round of applause. Well, good morning and congratulations to those graduating from the D.A.R.E program today. This is 21 years that we've had the D.A.R.E program in the Miamisburg City School System. And as I've said time and time again, it's one of the best examples of cooperation between the school district and the city. And we really appreciate that partnership that we have working together. I want to introduce Joe McKenzie on the camera back here from Miami Valley Communications Council. That's first applause you got all year, right? You guys you'll be on more than the rest of these schools, I can guarantee it. But you'll be able to watch your graduation many, many times between now and the next Kinder graduation. I want to tell you, and it's repetition for some of the teachers because we say the same thing mostly every year, but it's getting more and more difficult. Seems like every time we think we get things under control, then something else pops up. More and more challenges are being put in front of you than ever before. Let's welcome our state representative, Niraj Antani. More challenges are being put before you. Today we have a terrible, terrible problem, not only locally, but across this great nation and around the world for that matter. Heroin, terrible, terrible drug that has long-term benefits, or not benefits, problems that if you start taking them, it's going to cause trouble more and more for you. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that sometime in your life, you are going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged. Someone, might be today, it might be next week, it might be 10, 20 years from now. But I guarantee you, at some time, someone is going to try to get you to do something that you know is wrong. And I hope that when that happens, that you will remember the lessons that you learned in D.A.R.E. And you tell that person, no, I'm not going to do that. And you shouldn't be doing it either. Don't be afraid to stand up. Don't be afraid to say no. Because by saying no, you're going to help yourself. And if you say no, you're going to have a great rest of your life. Thank you. Have a great summer vacation.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. First, I wanted to, the police chief, John Sedlak, came in, and he didn't get any applause, so he deserves it. First, you're a group I always like to speak to because I like Kinder's school. I'm prejudiced in favor of it. I wanted to talk about your D.A.R.E. speaker. He's a good teacher, but most importantly, I wanted you to know, you've all heard of Wyatt Earp, haven't you? Well, Wyatt Earp was Officer Doug's training officer, and he learned it right from him. All right? And Niraj is going to talk, the state representative. He's going to say he still suffers a little bit of psychological problem because his D.A.R.E. essay was not one of those chosen to, he couldn't speak about it. And you know how he's made up for that, don't you? He speaks everywhere, all the time, ever since. But I've got to get back to the subject, and that's got to be serious. And that is, this week, really on Friday, we got to 300 heroin deaths in Montgomery County so far this year. It really is an epidemic. Whatever you do, as a personal favor to me, don't, oh, I love little kids, he's not going to bother me. Don't do any heroin. It will kill you. Now, I used to say I don't know anybody that OD'd on marijuana, but we just had 2 marijuana deaths where people that were recreational marijuana users had bought marijuana that had been laced with fentanyl, and it killed them both. So you just can't do drugs. If you just, I bet we could spend an hour here ticking off all the famous people you know that were killed by drugs. It just doesn't make any sense that we continue to have people doing it. You look like you have a great support staff. This is a 10 o'clock in the morning meeting, and you have a whole lot of adults, parents, grandparents here for your D.A.R.E. graduation. I know Officer Doug would help you. So would your teachers. So would any of the speakers. And so would your friends. If you need anything, turn to one of those people and say, hey, maybe something's slipping up on me here. I need some help. Reach out, all right? Now, the mayor's already talked about D.A.R.E. D.A.R.E.'s been in Miamisburg for 21 years. Every day when we're real busy, I go, thank goodness they've been doing this 21 years, because I'd have to hire a full-time magistrate if they hadn't been. D.A.R.E. works. It's a decision-making model that if you'll apply it to just about any problem you have, it will help you. And I'm counting on you doing that. Now, the mayor touched on this, but maybe you'll do what you know is right in your heart of hearts. But maybe that person sitting next to you won't. If you see that person maybe running amok, that means doing the wrong thing. Would you reach out to them and say, hey, Sam or Bill, Susie, or whatever their name is, I'd like you to think about this a little bit. You're doing the wrong thing. Have the courage of your convictions to do that for me, all right? And enjoy middle school. It's going to be a real challenge. And have a great summer.
Thank you, Officer Sheriff. It certainly is an honor and a privilege for me to be here on behalf of the Miamisburg School Board, all the administrators, the entire staff, and the entire school community to congratulate you on getting through this program and graduating today. You've been through a lot so far. You've had some great teachers along the way, and everybody's talked about some things. You have some great teachers back there. They were your first teachers. Your mom, your dad, your grandparents, aunts and uncles, older siblings, and they taught you things about right and wrong, good and bad, making good decisions, making bad decisions, and the consequences of those decisions. Then you started school. You had some great teachers here at Kinder, led by your principal, Mr. Saylor, and they've taught you about math and science and social studies and all those things. And part of our staff is Officer Sheriff. We consider him one of our teachers, and he taught you those things that we didn't. Part of that was, again, that decision-making model. Continue to reinforce what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, and help you to understand the consequences of your actions. So we want you to continue to think about that. You've put all these things in place. You've talked about what to use and how to use them. And again, as they've talked about, you've got a great support here. Not just your parents, your brothers and sisters, all the speakers, your teachers been here, the teachers you'll have at the middle school and high school, and each other. Make sure that you help one another and you reach out to one another. Stay friends. I know you're in the middle school next year, and it's going to be tough because you're not going to see each other as much as you did. You may be on different teams. You just see each other at lunch, whenever that may be, or other classes. But continue to reach out to one another. Be there. Be a friend and be a support system. And we wish you the best of luck. And we will always be there for you. So have a great summer. I know you've got, about a day and a half of school left. And then you hit that summer vacation, and I see all the parents frowning and the teachers smiling. But we certainly hope you enjoy your summer, and we hope you have a great time in middle school starting next year. Good luck and congratulations.
Next, we have Mr. Thompson.
You guys have the coolest looking school by far. You agree? You guys all look like you're about a year older than all the other fifth graders I've seen, so you guys are awesome. Now I found out though today is opposite day. I can't go with Tom Thompson, so I chose Helga. You guys think I would look pretty as Helga? Yeah? Okay. Hey, what I want to talk to you guys about is bullying today. We've heard about drugs, and sometimes when people get bullied or feel bad about themselves, they turn to drugs or do other things that's not good for themselves or to themselves. But how many of you guys have heard the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but name will never hurt? Now you all have, right? Yeah. But that's not really true, is it? Because when people call you names or treat you poorly, sometimes that hurts worse than if someone would hit you or something. And I guarantee everybody sitting up here, all the parents, all the teachers, can remember times, even in their advanced age, can remember times back when they were around your age, when someone made them feel bad. And they still will remember that to this day. They might not remember getting hurt by falling off a bike, how bad that hurt, but they still leave scars on the heart. And those things last sometimes forever. So you guys have to remember that each and every one of you is very, very valuable and special. Not one more than the other. I don't care if you're a musician, basketball player, whatever it is that you do, or whatever it is that you don't do, you all are just equally important. No matter how tall you are, short you are, color of your hair, color of your skin, boy or girl, doesn't matter. Very valuable. And so, because you're also very valuable, you have to learn how to treat each other right and build each other up, because you guys have a big, big, huge future. You need to help each other to be able to be the best you can be. So if you see somebody messing with somebody, picking on somebody, don't turn your back on the person that's getting picked on and walk away. Don't go up and give somebody the business either. You guys have had their decision-making models of knowing how to deal with it. But at the end of the day, 1, don't join in. 2, don't turn your back on that person. But 3, make sure that whoever you see is struggling or having a hard time, or maybe they're having a hard time at home, or something's not right, be good to them. Be their friend. tell them, make sure they know how special they are. Make sure they know that you care about them, and then they can talk to you. And someday, you're gonna have a bad day, and you're gonna need somebody to kind of bring you under their wing and be good to you too. So, you guys be good to each other. You're gonna be doing a lot of playing outside and having fun this summer. Use that as this summer to start being good to each other, build each other up, and no bullying. Good deal? Agreed? All right, guys. Have a great summer.
Thanks, Mayor Chief Senator.
Thank you, Officer Doug. I first want to apologize, D.A.R.E graduates, for being late today. I hope you forgive me. I tried to sneak in unnoticed, but the judge called me out, which is what judges do in their courtroom all day, so I guess I deserved it. I just got in from Nashville, Tennessee, and I was there for the last few days. My daughter, who went to Miamisburg schools, she lives in Nashville right now and has a small production company. They were working on a film, and I actually got to play a part in the movie, and that's what I was doing for the last couple days. What do you think I played? Yeah, pretty close. I played a sheriff. And so I think I'm pretty much typecast. But here's my deal. Any of you, after you graduate and get through college and you go on with your regular lives, if you have production companies and you're doing a movie and you need a sheriff, I will do it. I will do it. That's a promise. Now, I want to congratulate you on your graduation today, just before the summer break from D.A.R.E. And Officer Doug has taught you many things in D.A.R.E. I know that you have a lot of strategies, and I'm sure we're going to hear about those from some of your group when they read the reports that they did. Strategies and tactics for making good decisions as you go through life. That's really what it's all about. And why? Because we want you to continue to be safe. That's what this is all about. Be healthy, be safe, live long lives and enjoyable lives, and not get derailed with some of the bad choices that they kind of are like dominoes sometimes. What happens when you push that first domino in a line of dominoes? Yeah, they all start dropping. And that happens a lot of times with bad decisions. And you try to cover up a bad decision, and that's another bad decision, and it's just a domino effect. It continues on. So the best thing to do is to use those strategies when you're really under pressure, and that's going to happen to you. I absolutely guarantee it. And it's going to be more than once, and as you get older, it's going to be more often and more serious. So you really need to think about those D.A.R.E strategies you learned. You need to put them into effect on a daily basis. Whenever you have a chance, start practicing those things. Because when you really need it, you'll be very good at being able to use one of those strategies to keep yourself out of harm's way. And those strategies are like any other tools. You have tools in a toolbox. If you don't open the toolbox and take out those tools, but you just have it sitting there on a shelf, nice and pretty, do those tools help you? No, they don't. And neither will these strategies, unless you not only have learned them, but use them and practice them. With that, I want to wish everybody a very healthy, happy, and fun summer vacation. Congratulations.
I'm the senior representative for the district, and just here to congratulate you. 15 years ago, I graduated from the D.A.R.E program in D.A.R.E school, and so literally 15 years ago in 2002, I was sitting where you sit today. So parents, and dignitaries, let's congratulate these students. Are you guys excited for middle school? Who's excited for middle school? Well, that is usually in all the other elementary schools, they all yell out, but you guys raise your hands. Wow, very impressed. Who's not excited for middle school? All right, fair enough. Well, that's a lot of fun. Well, just, look, this is a big achievement, graduating from the D.A.R.E program, going on to middle school, and like you've heard, the other speakers say, you're on your way to middle school and high school, and there are going to be a lot of choices, and life is about choices. And there are going to be times where you're offered things that aren't good. There are going to be times where it's, you're going to see bullying happen, and you're going to have a choice of whether to stand up for the person being bullied or the person who is doing the bullying. And I can tell you that, there's not a lot that's going to stand in the way of what you want to do, but drugs is one of them. So what do you guys want to be when you grow up? Princesses, NFL football players? What do you want to be yelled out? What is that? Potato.
Yeah, potato.
What's potato?
It's a potato. It's a potato.
Well, someone else, what do you want to be?
I want to be an actress.
An actress? A basketball player? A Marine? A teacher. All right. Well, those are all great things, and those are all great dreams, right? When I was your age, I wanted to be an elected official, and now I'm here. And I have friends who graduated with me in the D.A.R.E program who wanted to be doctors and engineers and Marines, and a lot of them achieved them. The ones who didn't achieve it are the ones who fell into bad decisions, including doing drugs and alcohol and bullying and all of those things. And so I can tell you that you're going to graduate here from kinder and go on to the middle school and have a lot of fun, and graduate from there and go on to high school and graduate from there, and then go into college or a community college or the workforce or the military and have a lot of fun. And you're going to achieve your dreams, the things that you want to be today. But there's one thing that can keep you from that, and that's drugs. Someone once told me, they said, Neeraj, you will go as far in politics as your ability to say no, right? A lot of people tell you to do things, right? You got to do that. You have to do that. You can't do that. And the answer has to be no. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to take drugs. No, I'm not going to bully. And you have that choice. And I will tell you, you will go as far in life as your ability to say no. And hopefully you will use, what you learned in D.A.R.E today, to be able to say no. So congratulations, and let's also thank your parents for coming. Let's turn around and thank the parents. These are the most parents we've seen from many of the elementary schools, and so it's great that you have this support network, and they are here for you. Your teachers are here for you. We're all here for you as you go forward. So congratulations.
While we're getting that fixed, before we bring up our readers, the last thing they do in the D.A.R.E program is they write what we call a D.A.R.E report. Everyone you see seated here not only wrote the reports, but got up in front of their classmates and read their reports. They all did a very good job. We selected 3 to share their reports with you today. And we will begin with Gracie Tyree.
My D.A.R.E report by Gracie Tyree. Hello everyone, my name is Gracie Tyree. This year I had D.A.R.E. If you are wondering what that stands for, it stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, which is really hard to remember, but you'll get the hang of it. You 4th graders, you may be freaking out because you have to write essays, but it's not as difficult as it may seem. It's fairly simple. But you get to look forward to meeting a very, very special officer. His name is Officer Doug. P.S. The way you can tell the difference between Officer Doug and Officer Coffee is Officer Copsey is bald, but Officer Doug has hair. Anyway, no offense to the teachers, but that was my favorite class I had was D.A.R.E. But now I should stop running my mouth. Now here's what I learned in D.A.R.E. Okay, now to run my mouth some more. Okay, kids, you should always have a support system. You know, the people you can talk to and go to if you need someone to talk to. Support systems are amazing people. Some people that are in my support system is my mom, my dad, Sophia, Cheyenne, Miss Hobbs, and my brother John. Of course, I have other people I can talk to, but the people I said are my best friends and my parents and my brother. Just those main people. But you can have a whole bunch of people in your support system like me, but there's always going to be someone that you trust the most. If you cry, there's always going to be someone to make you happy. That's my support system, like yours. Have you ever been in a place where you've seen someone being bullied and you didn't know what to do? Or you have ever been in the spot where you're the one being bullied? If so, you should report it. There is a simple way to report it. Remember the 5 W's. Okay, so the first W is who. Who's being bullied? Macy. Number 2, what? What happened to Macy? Someone is calling her names. Number 3, when? When did this happen? A few minutes ago. Number 4, where? Where did it happen? On the playground. Number 5, why? Why did it happen? Stacy was mad at Macy. If you don't know the why of the situation, that's okay. You don't have to have the why. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.
Next, we have Mike Conzel.
D.A.R.E. Make Good Choices by Michael Conzel. This year in 5th grade, we had D.A.R.E. class with Officer Doug. I learned to try to avoid drugs, alcohol, and smoking. Alcohol. Alcohol is legal for people under the age of 21, but people over the age of 21 are allowed as long as they do not abuse the authority that they are guaranteed. Alcohol affects your body in many ways. One of the ways your body is harmed by too much alcohol is by feeling loopy and often making bad choices. You are not in your right mind. When you get drunk on alcohol, you often don't know who people are, and you make stupid comments on things that are very serious. These are some of the reasons that you should say no to alcohol. Smoking. Smoking is bad for your health and also bad because you can become addicted to it and never want to stop smoking. By the time you know it, you have lung cancer because you don't stop smoking. Cigarettes contain something called nicotine. That's the chemical that is addictive. Also, smoking can make your teeth yellow, makes you have bad breath, and it gives you dry skin and wrinkles, and it makes you look more like an old man or woman. Also, smoking is interfering with your brain function. These are only some of the reasons why you should stay away from alcohol and smoking. The 5 W's. The 5 W's are who, what, where, when, and why. The reasons you need to know this is because if you were to see something that you need to report to the police are going to ask you who is getting hurt and where is the event happening. It also tells why the event is happening and what are they doing to the victims. Then the police will deal with the problem and make sure that it won't happen again. These are the reasons why you need to know the 5 W's. Thank you, Officer Doug.
And next, we have Madison Bell.
D.A.R.E. stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. D.A.R.E. Making Great Decisions by Madison Bell. Did you know that when you do tobacco, you are in a dangerous condition and you have slow reflexes, loss of self-control, and memory loss? Also, did you know that when you drink alcohol, your heart muscles weaken and too much alcohol can slow down the body and can lead to death or a coma? Some people can't even say the alphabet. I learned this all in D.A.R.E. class. For example, if a boy named Billy asked you if you wanted to drink some alcohol, you could say no and walk away. In D.A.R.E, we learned how to deal with situations by Officer Doug telling us the situation, and we had to find out what was wrong, think of some things we could do, and choose one. Sometimes, if someone would choose to confront someone or something like that, they would practice on Officer Doug what they would do. He would pretend to be the person doing the wrongdoing. For example, if Billy went up to Sandy, a 12-year-old girl, and said, "Hey, want a beer? Everyone else has one." Sandy may be under peer pressure because everyone else has one and she doesn't. But in D.A.R.E, we would see that the problem is that Billy is asking Sandy if she wants alcohol even though she's underage and that Sandy is under peer pressure. Then in class, we would come up with options for Sandy to do, like say no and walk away. Last, if someone told Officer Doug that they would say no and walk away, he would say something like, "Why? Come on, just try some." You would have to keep saying stuff to make him go away. It never works though, because he keeps persisting. Did you know that you can get a lung disease from smoking and possibly die? Well, you can, and it will mess up your vocal cords and your liver. It can hurt you severely. Please don't hurt yourself for any reason. So, in conclusion, D.A.R.E teaches you how to deal with bad situations, why you shouldn't do drugs, how to deal with bullies, and more. Don't do drugs, don't smoke, don't be forced to do anything you don't want to do, but do follow your dreams, a lesson of life. This statement is completely true.
All of the students did a good job on their reports, and those three are an excellent example of that. The last group of people I'd like to thank today are the ones that make my job as the D.A.R.E officer very easy, and that's your staff here at Kinder Elementary, and that begins with your principal, Mr. Saylor. And the fifth grade teachers, Mrs. Sweeterman, Mrs. Gill, and Mr. O'Neill. And now it's time for you guys to receive your certificates, and we will begin with Mr. Sweeterman's class.
Sorry. Isaiah Baby. Caleb Belvo. Louisa Brewer. Natalie Combs. Haley Goldie. Brooklyn Hamby. Hayden Hankey. Dalton Hill. Logan Huffman. Isabel Keppel. Lassa Litton. Adam Moriab. Kayla Murphy. Alana Roberts. Eli Rose. Ben Spies. Ava Stevens. Colton Thurman. Zion Wester. Sean Campbell. Denise Ignore. Madison Bell.
Next, we have Mr. O'Neill's class.
Okay, I have Connor Adams. And Maria Avakian. Sarah Awad. Aaron Deaton. Matthew Edwards. Donovan Green. C.C. Harding. Matthew Hetzel. Abby Hiltbrunner. Lily Honius. Mike Conzel. Landon Lewis. Lance Lehman. Vance Saunders. Lexi Rogers. Deaton Shade. Jesse Stevenson. Nick Stewart. Luke Webb. And Joy Williamson.
Kevin Guapa Sequoia. Xander Atkinson. Benjamin Dees. Sean Owensby. Wesley Miller. Austin Lanyard. Anderson Bonelia Serrano. Kaylee Campbell. Sophia Clark. Noah Cornwell. Daphne Mendoza. Ariana Peters. Gracie Tyree. Cheyenne Roberts.
Chloe Straight. Kathia Valaquez Romero. Sorry, honey. Caden Godfrey. Zachary Bledsoe. Kendrick Rebels. Malik Abraham. Caitlin Letman. Caitlin Letman.
Last thing we'll do as part of the graduation is I have a short little video to show you of classes here at Kendall. once again, I appreciate everyone coming out this morning. Have a great and happy summer, and I'll see you guys next year in 6th grade. Thank you.